Hello, folks. Welcome to another episode of Listen in 3D. This is episode number 70. I'm your boy Justin, aka Too Tall for You Fool.
It's your boy Ruthless267.
And together we're both Team 3D, the host of Listen in 3D, where we discuss, dissect, and debate the music and the albums in the world of hip hop and other genres. Like what you're seeing, like this video, share it around, comment, and do us a favor, definitely subscribe. If you want to help us out one step further, when you do subscribe, click on that notification bell. That way, you get notifications when all our videos and shorts go live. We have plenty of shorts, and if you are on Instagram, follow us there too. Listen in 3D on Instagram. Um, and yeah, so pretty much with all that out of the way, we're doing one hell of an album today. We got a special treat for you. I guess we could discuss at the end of this episode which one's better, this one or his earlier works. Uh, any any comments before we introduce this album? Anything you'd like to say?
Yeah, I'm just shocked you hadn't even done it yet. After 70 episodes, this is like one of those ones. So I'm excited to do it.
All right, let's do the album facts for this one. What album are we discussing today?
Today, my friends, we are discussing Dr. Dre's sophomore LP 2001, or some call it the Chronic 2001, but 2001.
All right,
We don't count the Dr. Dre Presents the Aftermath as a sophomore LP. That was more of a compilation to let people know
yeah,
who was on Aftermath. So this is technically the second album.
yeah. There's a difference between compilations and actual albums, LPs, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah.
All right, so the facts on this, if you want to tell them release date, distributors, all that good stuff.
Yeah, it was released on November 16th, 1999, through Dr. Dre's imprint of Aftermath Entertainment with distribution through Interscope Records. Again, it is his second studio album, certified 6 times platinum. It peaked at number one on the R&B and hip hop album charts, and number one on the Billboard 200, which is like genres all across. Um, the singles were Still DRE, Forgot About Dre, and The Next Episode. So those are the ones you kind of heard on the radio all the time. And they all were accompanied by music videos. Guest appearances, goes on, man.
Yeah, a lot.
Exhibit, you got Exhibit and Trey D on the beginning with the lowrider screaming in the background like, "Dang, is that Dr. Dre?" um, this was an odd one for me. I didn't see this come out of left field. Devin the Dude. Of course,
Yeah,
you got your usual suspects: Snoop Dogg, Corrupt, Nate Dogg. One of his artists that he was bringing up at that time, Hitman. 6'2", of course, is his other artist that he was blowing up at that time, Eminem. Tracy Nelson, Miss Ruck, Eddie Griffin on some of the skits. One of his producers, Mailman. Uh, is it Cherish Henry, Defari, Nocturnal, Time Bomb, King T, MC Rank, Cocaine, Jake Steed, and then those were guys were on the track, some LA Ninjas, and then the last one is Mary J. Blige and Rel, who appeared on the Message heartfelt song dedicated to his brother.
all right, very very good, very good. Appreciate that. All right, one correction, and this is my bad. It was actually peaked at number two on the Billboard 200. I forgot there was an album that it just couldn't pass. 1999 was
Oh,
filled. I forget if it was Corn or something, but yeah, it was number two on the Billboard 200. So before anyone out
all
there
right,
tries to fact check us, yeah, I corrected it. I
all
just had
right,
to
man.
double
Sorry,
check that.
you set me up, man. You set me up.
Nah, nah,
I'm just playing up for it.
it's all good. It probably would have if I mean, like I said, 1999 was a stars, just a lot of albums across all genres, a lot. All right, well, thank you for that. So, Dr. Dre, I'm not gonna get too much into his backstory. I mean, we already did it with the Chronic, but pretty much he, was a DJ in the World Class Wrecking Crew. Joined NWA Ruthless Records in 1987, left in 91, late 91, early 92, somewhere around there. Co-founded Death Row Records with Suge Knight. Did the Chronic, came out in late '92, and then in what '95, early '96 is that's when he left for and made Aftermath Entertainment, where he put out the compilation album, which it has a few okay songs. It's not his greatest work, but
Yeah.
um, one thing I would like to clarify is him making the G Funk sound. He definitely perfected it, but I do think a lot of people do get confused by that fact that he did not create G Funk. And I think it's been said in several interviews and documentaries. Even it was Cold 187 or Big
Yup.
Hutch
Big
from
Hutch.
uh, Above the
ATL.
Law. Yeah, he was the one that brought the sound along, and Dre, definitely took a few things from him and perfected it. Now the Chronic did come out before Above the Law's Black Mafia Life. We did that back episode 19, I think, somewhere around there. I can,
You guys did you
yeah,
guys did Above the Law,
yeah,
the
we did.
Black Mafia Life.
Yeah, we did that a while back. It was
So the
way,
fun
way early on. It was,
a lot of those recordings were done like
yeah,
90, 91.
yeah. That album, a lot of people don't know this, but that album was finished. So, but due to limbo and stuff with Ruthless Records, I guess they had to wait to put it out. So, unfortunately, that album did come out after the Chronic, but that album was finished before, like it was finished like in '91. So, like it, yeah. So just a little bit of just a history lesson on West Coast hip hop. He definitely influenced it, big pioneer, but he did not invent it. So I think a lot of people do get that confused.
I would
And
argue
mm,
I would argue that Warren G commercialized it.
yeah, Warren G definitely commercialized it. I
He
think.
commercialized it, but they
Mm,
all came from that same tree under
yeah,
Above the Law. They all
yeah,
worked together. Like Warren G has
mm,
stories and podcasts about him
yeah,
with Big Hutch and ATL, like Cold 187 and all them.
yeah. Definitely, there's a documentary G Funk. It should be free on YouTube. Definitely check it out if you guys have some time. And Above the Law, Black Mafia Life, episode 24. We did that episode
All
24.
right.
So if you want to check that one out, it was a good review. Good. It was. If you love G Funk, you'll definitely love that album. So I definitely recommend it. But anyway, back to Dr. Dre. He, definitely this is I think the album that cemented his legacy. I feel. I mean, some would probably argue that the Chronic is better, but I mean, I feel like this cemented him. Here to say because a lot of people, during that time were talking about how he had fallen off and what does he have left? Eminem, I think, was the beginning of his comeback, and then this is where he kind of hit the home run, if that makes sense. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah, no, I think he's already gone to credit Eminem as like
Mm,
almost saving his career,
yeah,
and then Eminem crediting Dr. Dre for giving him and saving his life.
yeah,
So yeah, this I agree with you because he could have just been a behind the scenes guy as a producer,
yeah,
um,
definitely.
but as an artist, like full package artist, this is the one that like you're right cemented everything. Like you're a legend, like all
Yeah,
around.
yeah, definitely, and definitely the people he's produced afterwards from 50 Cent,
Yeah,
the Game. I mean, the list goes on, and even the recent album he did with Snoop, The Missionary.
yeah.
So I mean, he definitely has a good big legacy. So, like I said, didn't want to spend too much time on Dr. Dre's backstory. There's plenty of interviews, movies y'all can watch on that. And plus, we did it, on the Chronic. So I'm not gonna get into any of like his earlier stuff. Uh, so anyway, let's move on. Pre-listening thoughts. What did you expect going into this album when you first listened to it? If you can think way back to 1999.
Uh, the rumors have been buzzing. You got to think back in the '90s, we didn't have YouTube leaks
No.
or anything like that. So I remember working at Sam's Club, and me and the guy who pushed carts, we'd be like, "Man, this album, what's it gonna sound like? You're gonna have collabs with Eminem and Snoop Dogg. Like, how is this gonna work? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's like we didn't. I can honestly tell you, I didn't even know what to predict. I was hoping for like the sounding of the first Chronic, but
Mhm.
I was open. I mean, it was changing at that time, so we all thought he was gonna like reinvent that sound, which to some degree he kind of did, but
Yeah, he kinda did. He definitely put a new twist on it. It wasn't like
yeah,
mid-90s G-funk or anything like that,
no,
so
I wasn't. But yeah, like I didn't know what to expect, and then I had to leave for the army.
okay.
I went to Georgia, and then like everything was kind of like isolated. Like you don't know what's going on in the world
Mhm.
when you're like in training.
Okay.
You're cut off from the world. So when you get to a level where you have starting to have privileges, you can
Mhm.
go into like the little TV room and all that stuff, and then you can start learning. So, but I'll get more into those kind of stories later when we got time when it comes to the album memories.
Alright, for sure, for sure. I know for me, I was a freshman in high school when it came out. I remember I was in, I think, a health class one day. Some kid had it. I'm like, hey, let me listen to it. It was like before class, and then I just started listening to Still Dre. It was just like, and then like class was about to start, and he was like, Justin, I need my Discman back. It's kind of funny. And then eventually I got the CD. It's around here. I meant to show you to you guys somewhere. I don't know where my CD wallet is right now, but I do have the original CD I got. And if you guys, when we were showing our vinyls, I kind of flashed it at the beginning of the episode. I recently did get it on vinyl as well, kind of for a pretty good price. Nothing, nothing like real special about it. Just black, just black vinyl. But I know they do have that green. I think that plastic bag one you were telling me about off
Oh, the
air.
new
Yeah,
repress, man.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I
that's
saw the
I
cover for
missed
that.
I missed out on that one.
Looks real good. So I know they have that. So I'm pretty sure there are plenty of like pressings out there. I just have a basic generic one. So
I think that's all they really did for that album was a generic, basic black one.
yeah,
It isn't until just this year that they repressed like that halftone one with the coming in a Ziploc bag and everything. Go
yeah,
check it out. It's on Interscope
yeah, yeah. So
website.
yeah, I seen it. Yeah, one of the Discord chats I'm in there. One of the dudes was talking about it. Looks pretty cool. So
Bro, have you seen how much they're reselling for already?
no, I did not check that out.
Like 3 bills.
Three
These
bills.
guys are crazy.
Dang, that is crazy. And then aside from that, just I mean, I know there's only technically on paper there's only three singles, but especially living here on the West Coast, we got we got a little more than just three singles. I mean, let's just be real about it. Maybe they didn't have
Oh
music
yeah.
videos, but several of these songs got some radio play, at least out here in Southern California. So, but anyway, the artwork. So at first I thought the name of the album was The Chronic 2001, but then like when I looked at it later, it just says Dr. Dre 2001. Okay, he didn't even put Chronic on there. He just has a Chronic leaf on the album cover and just 2001. I thought it was a little unique. I think we should, get into why he named it 2001 because I guess Suge did a Chronic 2000 compilation on Death Row.
He beat him to
Yeah,
it
he beat
because
him to it.
that's what he originally wanted to name the album,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, he beat him to it. So then he just had to go 2001, but instead of doing Chronic 2001, he just dropped Chronic from the real title and just put, all right, 2001.
But he put the little leaf there to
They
let
put
you know
the,
what
yeah, they
it
put the leaf there, but
just to let you know that it's without saying it.
but I thought it was pretty cool. Just all black, 2001. Not him on there. I don't think you see a whole lot of album covers like it. So green lettering, green leaves.
I was tripping out on like I don't even remember even like watching it like in the CD booklet, like
Mm,
all the computer screens,
yeah,
like and in the green like fuzz and all the pictures. Like I didn't know if that was like going into like the future, the digital area. Like I don't know what he was trying to implement with that. Like it's supposed to be futuristic and
yeah.
everybody
Well, it's supposed
always
to be futuristic, but sometimes
right.
even like years later, like when I see, oh, Dr. Dre 2001, I have to think to myself, oh, this came out in 1999, not
Yeah. Yeah, even Game got it messed up on his lyrics, huh? I woke up at that coma 2001 around the same time Dre dropped 2001.
Yeah, he messed up there. Yeah,
He messed up there. It was 99.
yeah. I mean, well, music from this album was playing well into 2001. You would think it did come out in 2001, but nope, 99, folks, 99. So,
Yeah.
all right. Anything else you want to say about the artwork? I know it's really not much to look at in terms of.
Yeah, all I can think about is like the theme of like the Y2K, the new
Yeah,
millennial, like where we're going, everything. Like, I mean, we're entering at that time. It was like a big deal knowing that
yeah,
we're leaving the 1900s, going
yeah. I
into
think
like
it
a brand
was
millennial.
kind of gives the font kind of gives me Matrix vibes. I don't know why.
Yeah, you see,
Yeah,
it's like digitized. It's
yeah,
like
yeah,
super computery. It does give you Matrix vibes for
yeah, yeah,
sure. He's talking about this lettering right here.
yeah, yeah.
It almost reminds me of like the Batman Forever font.
Yeah, Batman Forever. That was a pretty interesting font as well. All right. So, anyway, probably the hardest part we'll have to dissect about this album, the beats. What
Okay.
were your favorites? Which ones do you think were the best? And the production on here is amazing. So,
Are we skipping album memories?
if you want to, if you have a memory, feel free to chime in.
Oh, I have to, man. So remember I told you we talked about it like pushing carts, right? So then
Yeah.
I leave to Georgia,
Mm,
and I don't really start getting privileges until like what, August, September, like maybe October.
mm-hmm.
And finally get into the game room, and they have like this big old screen TV, and I wasn't paying attention. It was like playing pool or something. And then I just hear Snoop like, "Yeah, we still messing with you." Yeah. And then like that, and I turn around and they're in the lowrider in the
Oh
video.
yes.
And then you just hear boom, 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 boom,
Yeah.
boom. I was like, what? I was like, whoa. I just put the stick down. I was like, this is the new joint. Like, man, it was just, it was like that. It had a taste of the funk, but like it was just renovated, right? It
Yeah.
was it was done. Man, that video was dope. Like
Yeah.
that. And then I was like, when's this album coming out? Because you had to look at magazine ads to find out like when it was coming out. Like you had to flip through like the
Yeah.
source or something like that.
Not
And
like today where it's just you could find it on X or IG
oh,
or whatever.
everything's accessible, like easy, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah,
everything's
just
super
Google
easy.
search it. When is this dropping?
Yeah.
And boom, boom. So I was going through the magazine ads, and like I was like, okay, bet like November, I'm copping. So, and sure enough, I did. I remember getting Corrupt's album that same day because it dropped that same day. Streets is a mother.
Oh yeah. That was a good one. That
Oh
was a
man,
good
that
one.
that that's that single still DRE. I was like, wow.
Yeah. Well, favorite, but you have a favorite beat you'd like to discuss, or so still DRE? I'm guessing is your favorite beat, or the first
Well,
beat that.
I wanted to show you they got that still DRE
Uh.
green vinyl
Mm,
pressing. It looks clean. Except with the generic sleeve,
yeah.
little hype sticker, but
I mean that
I was
was generic at the time, I guess, for singles.
yeah.
The hype
I'm proud
sticker.
to own it.
Yeah.
As
Yeah.
far as
Definitely.
beats are concerned, dude, I know it sounds basic, but I really my two favorite beats are got to be the Watcher.
The Watcher. That was a good one.
Yeah, it was just dope. And then some LA Ninjas.
LA
Those
Ninjas. Some LA Ninjas.
oh man,
Okay.
those two beats. It's like do 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 do. Then you hear like the
Mm,
like in the background, and then the LA Ninjas
mm.
do 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 do. Oh man, and the way Cocaine rode that beat, dude, it was just yeah. Those are got to be like my two favorite beats, so to speak.
Yeah. Well.
Wait, and explosive can't knock explosive.
Yeah. That was.
That's got to
That was
probably
a
be number
great.
one.
That was a
That's got to
great.
be number one.
That has to be your number one. All right, for me, if I'm going three beats, still DRE, definitely. That's in the top three. Um, I know. Yeah, this was tough, but I gotta go.
Can't do
Fuck.
what's the difference?
Yeah. What's the difference was a good one too. Fuck
Okay.
you, and then track three. Fuck you, or that was a catchy beat. I like that. Dun, 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 dun,
Pew,
dun.
pew, pew,
And
pew,
then
pew, pew, pew.
probably yeah, bitch ninjas, bitch brothers, whatever you want to call it. Yeah.
Oh man, I'm just trying to be politically correct. I don't know if I got the pass here. So
Yeah, it's. I'll try to do it too, but bitch. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That was nice. That was a nice beat though. The dun,
dude,
dun, like a nice smooth beat. Yeah, but
the
not my favorite.
guitar in
Yeah, the
that song.
guitar. Yeah, but not probably not my favorite song, but it's definitely one of the best beats on the album.
It's very hard to select. I mean,
Yeah,
aside from the singles we mentioned, like next episode, those
yeah,
are classic.
mm
So I try to go with something that a little different from the norm, but they're still up there.
yeah,
But
yeah. I
yeah,
always, yeah. When it comes to beats, I always do try to recognize the songs that do have the best beats, not necessarily my favorites or even singles.
dude, what's the one with all these and all these hoes and here's somebody here go? What's dude?
I believe that was what was that song?
Let's
That
get high.
Let's Get High. Yeah, Let's Get High. Yeah,
That beat's banging, dude.
that was a
That beat's
nice
banging.
that was a nice quick song, but
Yeah, that's like a party banger right there, dude.
yeah. All right, so let's get into our singles discussion. I say we can go. Let's start the next episode. Let's start with that one.
Yeah,
Uh, let's
I
see.
like that one.
Yeah, you like
It
that one?
was
I'll let you kick it off.
it's just it's a great track to the title, especially who you're including with Nate Dogg, Snoop, Corrupt yelling in the background. I mean, how do they end nothing but a G thing? Chill
To the
to the
next
next
episode.
episode. And
Yeah,
here
no.
they are. They gave you the next episode with two, and you had a couple of newcomers. Not newcomers, but guests on there
Yeah,
with Nate and Corrupt. So
yeah. I think Nate kills it at the end of the song. I think he low key steals the show. Like, hold up, wait. And, like
yes,
he kills it.
he caught you off guard with that
Yeah.
one.
Like he didn't
Oh,
think it was coming, and it's just like,
nope.
oh, the song's not over yet. Like,
Yeah, no, that was a banger, dude.
yeah,
Like
yeah, nice
this.
beat, nice, chill, relaxed song in the club. You know, the video I
I
thought
feel
was
like
cool.
it's like a West Coast staple song because
Yeah,
everybody sea walks or blood walks or whatever to that song, dude. It's like
yeah, yeah. I know when it came
it,
out as a single, it was bumping all over the place. Like when it premiered as a single, it was a really good one.
yeah, I was back in Cali when that one dropped. We're talking like more towards summertime when that
Yeah, it
dropped,
was
and
more
that
like
was
summer 2000. I want to say something like
yeah.
that.
The video was wild. Like
Mm,
you see Snoop Dogg with the perm, and he's just all up in the camera, and that was a good. That was good to see the original pack together like that.
yeah, yeah. Next up, yeah, it dropped in May of 2000. So yeah, going into the summer. So yeah. So yeah, that was a good one. Yeah, but nice relaxed song, and like I said, I think Nate Dogg really steals the show. Let's see, anything else on the next episode?
Now you know I wish Daz was more part of that album.
Yeah,
As instrumental as he was to the Chronic and Doggy Style,
yeah, he
which
was. I don't think he really made an imprint on this album at all.
no, he wasn't
Mm,
like nothing, dude. Like it was basically all of them but him.
mm,
So I mean, aside as far as Dog Pound is concerned,
yeah,
because RBX, Rage, they're not in there, but um, it would have been nice to have had like to see Daz in there because Corrupt's on there.
yeah.
But yeah,
All right, let's move on to Forgot About Dre. I think the lyrics speak more for itself. You know, definitely, I think Eminem's verse kills it. I believe Eminem wrote Dr. Dre's verse. I think that first verse goes hard. You know, especially where he talks about all his haters and everything. I accidentally closed my lyrics page. Let me pull that up real quick. But who do you think brought you to
OGs,
these? Yeah, Easy
Easy
E's,
E's, Ice
Ice
Cubes,
Cubes,
and
and DOCs, the
DOCs, the
Snoop
Snoop
Deal,
D O double
and the
G's,
group that
and the
said
group that said
motherfuck
the
the police. Yeah,
police.
definitely that one. Yeah, so that had to be like my favorite verse out of him. And then Eminem definitely was a great supporter of him on that as well. Just his second. I mean, I think just the lyrics and everything just really kills it.
Dude, that beat
Mm,
selection, that composition of that song, it was
yeah.
such great diversity to the album
Mm,
because it went along, it meshed well with it, but it sounded different, and it just the whole like Dre rapping fast like that. You know what I mean? Like it somehow connected. It worked in the body of the body of the work of the album, but it stood out like it was it had to be a single, especially with Eminem. So
yeah, it had to be.
and
Yeah, yeah. You would have been
and
crazy if this
Eminem,
wasn't a single.
yeah, and what I remember loving about Eminem at that time, he was
Mm,
so plain Jane, like simple. Like his attire back then, he wasn't overly like flashy. He
no.
wore like his white t-shirt, like
Yeah, he kept it simple,
pants,
definitely.
yeah, Jordans, and that's it. Like one little chain, that's it. It wasn't until he got with 50 he started rocking the do rag and all that. But
Yeah, that
back
came later.
then,
Yeah, he had
yeah,
like
he
the
was
beanie if he had anything over his head for the most part.
he, yeah, he was almost like the skater hip hop dude.
Hmm.
That's what he kind of reminded me of at that time.
Yeah, and I think a lot of that's why he related to a lot of people. So
Oh yeah, he had like the he has like the feel of like the cholos,
mhm.
the skaters,
Yeah, he had the skaters.
and then
Yeah,
and
he
then
had
with the
that.
rap of urban,
Yeah,
like
he had that same audience that Cypress Hill, House of Pain had. He
yes,
had that same audience, even though he was a
Limp
rapper.
Bizkit's audience.
Limp
He had
Bizkit, Linkin Park, list goes on there. He had that same audience. But I mean, I said some of my favorite. Yeah, how he starts it out. So, what do you say to somebody you hate or anyone trying to bring trouble your way?
Trouble You Way.
Want to resolve in a blood of your way. Just study a
Study
tape
your tape
of
of
NWA.
NWA.
So yeah, I thought yeah, he definitely really kicked it off there, and um,
His lyrics are super comedic on
yeah,
there. It was like
it
very,
was
it was
funny,
like coming off the Slim Shady LP.
and
There's the connection,
yeah, there was a
you know.
connection, and then yeah, speaking of comedic, I thought the video was funny too. Especially with the house scene where they're just like driving drunk or whatever.
This was a, I'm upstairs listening to my Will Smith CD and like taking shots but sounding dorky. Like you guys haven't watched that video, man.
That was a funny video. That was a fun
It's
video, and
it's
then
a fun video for sure.
and just overall, I just think this is a song that I think Dr. Dre just tells everyone they can kiss my black ass. At the end of the day,
Pretty
because
much.
like
Yeah. And the thing
yeah,
is, you could. It's like he got away with having the same message in Ice Cube's the Peace album with
yeah,
Hello.
yeah. Hello.
His third verse is basically that same thing. Like,
Mm.
did I fall off? Got you ripping every chronic poster on your wall off. Like it was. I mean, the two are synonymous. They were like pretty much recorded at the same time. They
Hmm.
went on tour together promoting those albums. So,
Yeah,
um,
didn't get. I was a little too young. Well, I probably could have, but my parents really weren't into hip hop like that, so I knew I
oh
wasn't
man,
going
we
on
appreciate
the.
too. I couldn't go to no concerts when I was in high. I didn't. I got to go to that concert because I was already in college, and I got to go on my own.
Oh, okay,
That
okay.
was my first concert. That was my first
Up
concert,
in
the Up in
smoke,
Smoke tour, and what a
yeah,
banger it was!
yeah. I
Like
heard a number of good things about it. So just yeah. My
saw it at
first
the
concert
Honda.
wasn't until like 2007, like some years after I
Oh
graduated from high school. 07, 08, somewhere around there. So
yeah, 2000. It was at they call it the Pond back then, the Arrowhead Pond, but now it's
the
the
Honda
Honda
Center,
Center. I
yeah,
don't.
Honda
Yeah.
Center, Honda Ponda, or I think
Yeah.
some people try to keep that name alive. All right. Let's move on to Still DRE. I think this is a song that definitely caught a lot of people's attention. I think it was great to be a lead single. Definitely,
Perfect song.
yeah, the piano, keys, all that stuff. The video with the lowriders, just definitely
Right.
bringing that
You
West
can't.
Coast culture. West Coast was back for the most part.
You can't even. It's on memes.
Hmm.
Like it's stapled.
Yeah.
Like you've seen those memes as when it's like, when I'm just being elegant and you hear the Beethoven or like whatever
Yeah.
the Ludwig piano,
Hmm.
and then it goes doon 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 doon, and then it just goes into piano, the Scott Storch's piano, boom boom
Yeah.
boom boom boom, and then they start crip walking and everything like that.
Hmm.
Like by day on this and by night on that. Like that beat is here to stay.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. it's never
That's
going
what he
away.
opened the Super Bowl with.
Yeah, yeah, he performed it there. So yeah, it's definitely a great song. I think Snoop was good on the chorus, and I do like the fact. I mean, I know some people probably do ridicule Dre for this, but I think it was a great song he sang by himself. With three straight verses, and just Snoop on the chorus or whatever. So
I guess I guess what could bother people about it
hmm
is because Jay-Z wrote
yeah,
Dr. Dre's
I
verse.
yeah, and just
He
I
did a good
mean,
job,
he did a good job though. I mean, let's be real. I mean, Dr. Ray has never been much of a
writer. Yeah.
lyricist. I think he wrote easier said than done during his Ruthless days. But I mean, you can fact check me on that if I'm wrong. But I mean, but
That probably was Cube or DOC.
maybe Cube, DLC, or maybe MC
I think
Ren. But
Dre started maybe getting into writing when they had to do the Ninjas for Life and 100 Miles of Running. Like
yeah,
he had to do a little bit. He had to step it up at that point, but not
yeah,
even. It wasn't his strongest suit. He said MC Ren that carried him.
yeah. Yeah, MC Ren was still their main lyricist here during that point
Oh,
time. But
did you know that Eminem wrote The Watcher for Dr. Dre?
yeah, I thought it was Jay-Z. I could be wrong, but yeah, I
No,
know
no, no,
it
no,
was
no.
Eminem.
Eminem
He wrote The
wrote The
Watcher.
Watcher for Dr. Dre. And an interesting fact on the hook of that song
Mm.
is Nocturnal and Eminem singing it together.
Oh, okay. I gotta check it out again.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I know, yeah, but yeah, still DRE. I think good song. I think Dre delivered great on all three verses, and Snoop, he was good on the chorus. I think he was a good partner. And then just the whole song and video. I kind of compare it to Let Me Ride from his first one. He delivered on three verses there, and Snoop in the background. Pretty much low
Rolling in
rider.
my 6'4".
Yeah. So it kind of reminds me of that a little bit. So didn't really think about it too much until I saw the video just recently. So yeah,
No,
I
it's
thought, I
tight.
thought it was
It's
pretty
tight.
cool. Anything you got to still
We don't get a lot of love for his pen work and his features. He was supposed to blow. Remember Hitman?
Hitman? Oh yes.
That guy was all over the album. He was like the one guy
Yeah, I thought. Yeah,
that
he
got his
never.
own track, his own solo song on this album. Like he was next
Yeah,
to blow.
he disappeared after this.
He sure did, man.
But I mean,
I,
he's still connected to this album. I mean, people hear him anytime anyone bumps it. So
man, I just hope he's getting some publishing rights to it or getting paychecks from it because
I
he's
would hope so too.
responsible for writing. If you look at the writing credits, he's on everything. Like he wrote
Yeah,
a lot for Dr. Dre. Like I'd say 70% of this album.
yeah, definitely. Hopefully, he is getting some royalties somewhere. So
He
hopefully,
was even at the end of the next episode video.
mhm.
I don't know if you remember right at the
Yeah,
end of the video.
yeah. I remember. Yeah. No, not the next episode. It was
Or
forgot about Dre.
Dre.
Yeah,
Who's next?
he. Yeah, I just recently saw it. So yeah, he recently just. I mean, he put out a nice fire verse. It was just like, what the hell happened to this? Like, people were like
Yeah.
excited for that guy to come out. He was really like the next best thing aside from Eminem, on Aftermath. So
What the Dre had like the infrared and he's pointing around.
yeah,
He's
yeah.
like, who's next?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so word is 50 Cent's a song Heat.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the one that
Yeah,
just has the gun cocking in the background.
yeah,
I can hear the
there,
organ.
yeah, there was a nice video for it. Yeah, we discussed that back episode number 14. Yeah, we did get Richard Darkshine. We talked about the song Heat. It's one of my favorites from that album, actually.
That was a Hitman beat.
Okay.
Like that was for Hitman.
Okay.
Like there was they actually had come from what I heard they had composed or read they had composed the full album for Hitman. Like
Oh,
just the
damn.
deal got sloppy. Like
Mm.
with like hit the management who he was with prior. I don't know. He got like a really bad deal.
So he didn't
So
take it. Okay. Yeah.
something, dude. Like he just people arguing in rights and over like that. So, anyways, that beat was meant for him.
Okay.
He like, can you imagine him rapping over that one? I mean,
Yeah, it would have been
and
incredible.
he had the melodic abilities to rap. Like if you listen to Explosive, he's the one
Mm.
that opens up.
Yeah.
Explosive, West
Oh
Coast,
shit.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like he's Dre had him pretty good, man. He would have been interesting to know about, So, but like,
Yeah.
yeah, The game said it the best. Don't
what could
ask
have
me any more rumors about Hitman.
what could have, should have, yeah. Well, yeah, definitely. What could have, should have, you know.
Yeah.
All right. Now we get down to my favorite part of the episode. Our top three favorites. Which three are you going with? I know this is probably gonna be very tough for you, but it was tough for me too. But I got it down. It was tough though.
You're killing me. I hate this question, man. You killed me with this on the Mace joint too, man. This is okay. The Watcher.
The
I
Watcher.
think I think The Watcher is just an incredible song of substance to open up like what this album's about, right?
Hmm.
You got him coming in a little right, and then I'm just it ain't the same no more. I'm just the OG sitting from the sideline just watching what's going on. Like, did you hear the J. Cole remake of it?
No, I had a chance to hear that yet.
Oh my goodness. It was on the Creed soundtrack,
Oh, okay.
number 3.
Mhm.
And he remade that song because J. Cole's feeling like he grew up and he's kind of just watching the young guys, but he wants to show that he's still relevant, like dominant. That's what Dr. Dre was doing, right? You know, I ain't a thug. How much Tupac and you got? You know, like it's either my life or your life, and I like breathing. So like I ain't a punk. I just thought it was a great song to set the tone of what this album's going to be about.
Yeah.
Just like how Mace did with All This Money. Like you just already know what the tone of this album's going to be like. Again, some LA Ninjas. It was great to hear MC Randall, King T.
Yeah, King T. Yeah, he had a lot of features on that one. It was.
I'm coming straight out of Compton with a loose cannon. Like it was just banging, bro. And gosh, Explosive. Like
Explosive.
that
Okay.
it wasn't an official single. Might as well should have been out here in LA, right? Like we heard it all the time.
Yeah, it was on the radio.
They had to take off Corrupt's verse because he has so much profanity.
Yeah, they couldn't even edit his. Yeah, even on the censored version, they took his verse out of it.
Dude,
so it wasn't even that long of a song when it was on the radio. But yeah,
it's just so much. Like, I guess I'm gonna have to go in there with those top 3. I mean, honorable mentions for me is like, what's it called? What's the difference?
What's the difference? Honorable mention.
But anyways, I mean, I don't know if I'm even allowed to say honorable mentions if that's another one.
Yeah, honorable mentions. You can make honorable mentions as long as you want. It could be the rest of the album for me. Well, no, it's not gonna be done. No, I mean, I could. For me, still DRE, I think is probably the best song on here. Great, excellent song. And then the other two I had to go with was What's the Difference?
That's a banger.
Yeah. I mean,
Exhibit goes off.
Yeah. I mean, What's the Difference? And then the last one I had to go with was, I may be in the minority when I say this, but Big Egos.
Dedicated to brothers with big egos. Yeah, man.
Yeah, that beat was sick, and just dun dun dun. Yeah, that was that was a good song. And then honorable mentions. Forgot about Dre. The next episode, bitch ninjas or niggas, whatever you want to call it. And then
that hook is so funny.
Yeah. And then, oh man, there's so many good songs. Act Right was also another good one, and Bang Bang. Yeah,
everywhere I go, all I ever seem to hear is
bang 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 bang.
That beat is fire, dude. Like the organs, the pianos.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Nocturnal, man.
Nocturnal. Yeah, Nocturnal was a good. Up. Yeah, he had an EP. I mean, he actually did come out with an EP, Nocturnal, but
he just pissed his career away. I read his interviews that he's just too hooked on smack, dude. He was too much on drugs.
I saw him on. I don't know if you watched that podcast. What's his name with Tony A, the Wizard. But yeah, he was on there. Yeah, he looks like he's been a little bit on too much stuff, throughout his career. Man. So it's again, what could have been, what could have been. So
I think did Dr. J produce that song, The Way I Am? That he did, Nocturnal did, like Snoop Dogg was on the remix. It's just to say The Way I Am.
I'm not sure. I know he produced that song that he did with with him and Missy Elliott in
Oh,
Nocturnal.
the knock.
Yeah,
Do,
the not
do, do,
yeah.
do, 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 do,
Do, do,
do,
do,
do, do,
do,
do,
do, do.
do. Yep.
Yeah, he was. That guy was about to explode too, and then he just fell off of the face of the earth. It's just
I know.
yeah. All right. So, anything? So the Watcher, just you think that's probably the best song. To kick off the album, and then Explosive, just the classic feel. And then what was your last one? It was
Some LA Ninjas.
LA Ninjas. Okay, so anything else you want to say on those three songs about them being your favorites?
It was just good to him. Some LA Ninjas is like a great way to big up for the West.
Yeah,
Like you had like a lot of cats on there that don't really get that kind of like
yeah. King T, definitely.
dude,
And he's been around
Exhibit,
a long time, just
Exhibit spit hard on that one. I was really
uh,
sad that I thought when I saw MC Ren feature, I was like, oh, he's gonna rap. But
mm,
all he did was just the intro.
yeah.
And like he just
Uh,
welcomes them. But
I think
the
I think he did good enough though. I think just hearing his voice alone, just makes you feel,
it was good. Yeah,
it felt
well,
good, especially for
it
any
set
NWA fans out there.
it set the stage for Hello. When
Yeah.
Hello came out, Ren went off on that one. And yeah, and we already had heard, if I'm not mistaken, when the next Fridays come out with the NWA song? Was that after
I think it was
or around the same time?
around the same time.
I'm
I
telling
think
you,
it came out in
I feel like all
2000.
this was just happening at the same
It's
time.
it's all a blur now. Like looking back, I want to say next Friday came out sometime in mid 2000. I know.
Like
Yeah,
Chin Check. Remember that song Chin Check?
yeah, yeah.
And MC Ren went hard on it. So like I'm
Mm,
not sure if I had already heard it or if I hadn't heard it, or
mm.
I think it all just came out at the same time, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it's all blur.
Look
It's all blur.
I remember coming back from the service
Uh,
in like late November, and like I just got introduced to so many tracks that I was like, wow, like
you were blown
wow,
away.
so
You were
blown away.
blown away.
Yeah, and I think next Friday's like You Could Do It was like one of them.
You can do
So
it. Yeah, yeah. I think that was the main one from Friday, from next Friday. I mean, all right. Yeah, for me, well, we
and
already
I do
talked. Yeah.
dub it as a
Oh,
classic. I do dub it as a classic.
all right. Sounds good. For me, what's the difference? Good song. Well, not good song. Great song. I think Exhibit. I was very happy to hear that he had started working with Snoop, and then this is a guy that came from the underground. So the fact that he got picked up by like these mainstream artists, because let's be real, when you heard Paparazzi, he wasn't. I don't even think he knew Dr. Dre at that time. I mean, I could be wrong, but
Maybe.
maybe
I think
he
it was
did.
his when he got him on the Be Please song on
Yeah,
No Limit Top Dog. That's what
yeah,
started the whole. That was
yeah,
great chemistry.
yeah. That was it was really Snoop, and then just came along with Dre, and then yeah, I think he really had come a long way when he got on that track there, and then Eminem, just being Eminem is. Really wish this was an official single. I think it would have made a great music video, but I guess it's never too late. They still put out music videos from old albums. I know Mr.
They
Capone.
did.
Yeah, I know Mr. Capone just put out a recent music video with Mr. Brenton Wood. May him rest in peace.
I think last year Interscope released 50 Cent's "God Gave Me Styles"
Oh,
video.
okay.
That had never been like. Did they just shoot this? But it's
Yeah,
like
I think.
no, it's
it's
old, but they never
yeah.
released it.
Well, I mean, I know, and then I know last month. I know you don't follow 3-6 Mafia much, but I know DJ Paul put out a video for Break the Law 95, but that was recently shot, and it was a pretty good video off their debut album Mystic Styles. And then if we go to the last one, Big Egos. Just I like the beginning. The LA airport with the air traffic controller. Flying in and everything. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah,
Not the best beat, but that bass line went hard, and then
the
I got
pianos
I got more class than most of them. Ran with the
ran with the best of
best
them.
of them. Yeah, it's just So I like how he spits hard in that beginning track there. Yeah. So what can I say? California, where ninjas die every day over some shit they say. Disconnected
Yep.
from the streets forever. Yeah. So I mean, I thought. And then Hitman, delivers too. Again, what could have been.
Yeah, Hitman, bro. He don't get the amount of credit he should have gotten. He did great on this album.
Yeah, so and then yeah, so for the most part, and then the end of it with the phone call or whatever was, whatever. I mean, I could say all the skits were cool for the most part. I mean, we didn't have any doctor's office skits or anything, so
Nah, but
no.
he had that what's it? The freaking Jake Steed one. The
Yeah.
um,
All the pounds for porno or
yeah, I was like, what the hell?
yeah, it was a little okay, maybe
Uh,
that one, but I mean the other three were okay. The car bomb that
yeah,
ended
yeah,
Murder Inc.
yeah.
pretty good. Bar one that was all right. It was
With
nothing.
Eddie Griffin putting game on him.
Yeah. It
That
was
was
funny. It
funny.
was funny. The Eddie Griffin makes a good appearance in here.
He's dropping education on him.
Yeah, that was yeah, I wouldn't call that. That was just like a monologue, I would say, but
Pretty much, yeah.
yeah. But yeah, it was a overall great album. Had a lot of fun listening to it. I'm glad it's in my collection. Let's see, album cuts and expansions. There's been no reissues with any additional tracks. There is an instrumentals album that you showed earlier. So I mean,
Y'all.
if anyone likes to freestyle to some great beats, I would recommend it. Definitely the instrumentals only. So that'd be the only like maybe not expansion, but like additional thing you can get for it, along with the clean version, of course. But nothing with like any new tracks or anything. And
That's one of those ones I just let play like when I'm working on stuff. Like
yeah,
it's just cool to have like the beats just playing in the background.
yeah, that definitely. All right, recommendations, and I'm sure you might chime in on some too. But the three I came up with, and it was kind of tough, but Eminem's The Slim Shady LP. It came out earlier that year in '99. Snoop Dogg's No Limit Top Dog
For
album. That
sure.
was also a good one. And then one that came out the next year, Exhibit's Restless.
Yes.
Very good album. Very good album. Anything you would like to comment on or add to that list?
I think it's brilliant that you brought the image, the ones you brought up to, because this is like the era of Dr. Dre's return.
Yeah.
Like he was kind of quiet for a minute, and I mean, if you're talking recommendations around this album, you got to go with the Next Friday soundtrack, just because on the strength of Chin Check. That was a Dr. Dre produced album with Cube and Ren and Snoop.
Yeah.
Definitely the Marshall Mathers LP,
Marshall
which
Mathers
was
LP.
that came out before the Restless. That was like May 2000.
Yeah.
In that same year of
I
'99.
wanted to get three different artists on there, and it was kind of I
feel
was I was shaky, but I leaned toward the Slim Shady LP because I know he just produced that and it came out same year. But yeah, Marshall Mathers.
They were like one right after the other.
Yeah,
this was crazy.
Yeah, it was a lot of music dropping during that time.
I definitely would add in there Ice Cube's War and Peace, the Peace album.
The Peace one. Yeah.
Because that album, he went on tour on the Up in Smoke tour based on that album with the 2001 and the Marshall Mathers LP. Like those three had just hit and they went on tours to do that one. And then Snoop had done the East Siders album that February of '99. So and then another one that I would throw in there would be Snoop Dogg's The Last Meal.
The Last Meal. Okay, yeah.
That was the 2000 release.
Yeah, his last one with No Limit before he broke off on his own. So
that whole album, although it was like a No Limit one, it was entirely mixed
by Dr.
Dre.
Yeah. Yeah, that really cemented his comeback as well. Yeah, I could have put like easily six albums on there, but I didn't want to. But I figured you would have some to
there's just too hard.
Yeah, it's too hard. Yeah, definitely. If I'm going with three, it's.
I mean, you can throw on there The Wash.
Yeah, I was going to say the Wash soundtrack. That came like 2 years later, the movie, but so that's why. But that was a good soundtrack though. Very good soundtrack.
Yeah. Was that 01?
Yeah. Wash was 2001.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I know that for a fact. Yeah, that was 2001.
Yeah. Okay, so maybe that might be too far out. But I'm thinking 99, 2000.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like these albums, they were all like stacked like close to each other within like 2 months.
There was a lot of heat coming out during that time. A lot of heat. So
Yeah.
a lot of heat.
Yeah, I'm telling you, Up in Smoke Tour, they all had a body of work that they could sing that they
Hmm.
were promoting of an album while they were out there. The only one that probably didn't have a body of work at that time was Warren G. Like as far as new,
Yeah,
but they all had an album they were
yeah.
promoting
I
to
think
boost sales. For
yeah, I think Warren G had already put out what was it? I Want It
Take a Look
All.
Over Your Shoulder was '97. He
Yeah,
didn't have anything in
I Want
'99.
It All. Not I Want It All 99.
You're right.
Yeah, maybe he did have that, but yeah,
He did have that.
yeah,
I Want It All. Money, car, socks, and draws. He
yeah,
did sing
yeah,
that
yeah.
song when I went to the concert. You're right.
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
It just didn't get the
Maybe
commercial success.
I think it took a backseat to what else was out during that time,
Oh, yeah.
and
He didn't have
then
a lot of radio hits on that one other than I Want It All.
yeah, I think that was it. The remix of that song was pretty good, also.
Heck yeah, it was.
Remix.
Have
Yeah.
we done that album? Have you guys done that album?
Well, I've not done any Warren G albums yet, but
Ooh.
we'll get to some soon. We'll get to some soon.
Okay.
We'll talk. We'll talk. All right. Final thoughts on this album, though. Anything you take out? Anything? Was it better than the Chronic? Was the Chronic better? Final
I,
thoughts.
I think the Chronic is always gonna have that place in my heart where it's just like it's just better than anything to
Chronic's not
me.
my favorite album, but if I'm comparing this to the Chronic, I would definitely go Chronic if I'm being perfectly honest. But this is a close second. I think this submitted is his career of what he can do as a producer, an artist,
Writer
all that good
producer,
stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, I would say I don't think there'd be any one song I'd take off here. I mean, I think everything was cool for the most part. Only
Yeah, I
song,
couldn't take off a check.
the only song I didn't really care for too much was uh Lightspeed. I didn't really care for that one too much. I know a lot of people like it, but it wasn't. If I was ranking the songs, that would probably be on the bottom end. If I'm being perfectly honest, uh, at least for me.
That's the solo joint by Hitman.
Yeah, Lightspeed. Didn't really do much for me. But everything else on here was fire. All right.
Yeah, yeah. I'm completely content with the album.
Mhm.
Like, I'm definitely completely content with the album. I think it's a banger from top to bottom for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. All right. With all that out of the way, we're gonna put episode 70 to bed. Let us know what your favorite tracks, top three, if you can come up with a top three, your bangers. Let us know if we missed anything. For Gabriel, aka Ruthless267, I'm Justin. Too Tall for You Fool. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. We will see you all on the next one. Later.